Welcome to today's show. This is Them Parts, and I'm Nicole.
And I'm Noface.
This is unique.
Unique is our special guest today. So today is going to be a little bit different. So if you guys caught last night's show, it was a great show, very entertaining. No Face gave us some insight into how men think and how they maneuver and how they uh, look at us and think of us as women. And I will say that you know Unique felt some sort of way about that. She reached out. She wanted to give her reaction, and so I'm going to pass it to Unique. Please, Unique, please tell us what really,
Funny.
what you were thinking while you were watching the show last
Yeah.
night. What were your thoughts?
Well, um, I looked at the title. Supposed to be like with Valentine's Day, was like for love, or it was about big business. That you did show that video about that girl, right? That was the same video.
Yes.
She left the guy for the,
Hmm.
and you were like, oh no, she didn't. And you guys kind of went off in your conversation. Um, yeah, you know, we talked, kind of a little bit about this topic a lot, about the attitudes that men and women have toward each other nowadays. I was listening to, some of the things that No Face was saying, which I thought was very interesting. You know, um, he really gave me a little bit of insight of how, like, guys think about things, um, which I don't know, because I'm not a man. So, but I just thought that they were interesting. So that's basically, you know, um, what
Well, what,
made
what
me.
did you think was interesting? Let's put it out there.
Well,
Give us
the
something to
number
eat.
one thing, that stuck out to me just off the top of my brain is when you were telling the story about when you first fell in love with a girl. I think when you were like fourth grade, and
Yeah, yeah.
felt heartbroken, and um, I think you said she was in sixth grade, and then you were just kind of saying, that you haven't never allowed another woman to like break your heart in that sort of way. And
I suggested that as a possibility, but I was really saying that it never got worse than that. I think the first one is the hardest.
because you felt because how old are you when you're in your fourth grade? How old were you? Were you like 8 or 9?
I think 10.
Or you were 10?
Yeah.
Um, and you think that you're like when you're 10, like you're able to like really like be in love and like have your like heart crushed and things like
Yes.
that. Oh, okay. And you've kind of carried that with you.
No, it's just something that I look back on and I noticed that it never got worse than that because I remember how I was feeling that day and I wouldn't because I don't remember. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember how I felt the next day. So I feel like I might have bounced back. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I remember the feeling when I got home, and it never got worse than that.
Oh, okay.
It might have perhaps been as bad at sometimes, but never worse than that.
Oh, okay.
And my point that I was making was that we don't have to be intimate with a woman in order to have strong feelings for her. Or really the point was that sexual intimacy doesn't make us love a woman more, but it does for the woman. Because a woman associates sex with love and a man does not. That was my point.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
agree?
Um,
Unique?
I don't know because we were having a little bit of that conversation, uh, earlier. Um, I think
I
that
think the
women
reason
are probably more. Huh?
Sorry, I think that the fact that you guys find that so hard to believe validates what
Hmm.
I'm saying. Because you're like, well, you're only 10 years old.
How
How
does that?
could you? You guys never got your heart broken until you left the man that penetrated you, and we don't.
No, that's not.
Yes,
I
I mean
mean,
you said that yesterday, but you didn't really substantiate your claim of saying no.
well, okay. So
More so.
substantiate it. I guess
Huh?
you could say that. What if you were penetrated by somebody, didn't fall in love with them, and you didn't have all these feelings that you think that um that the woman gets every single time she's penetrated by somebody? Obviously, you think she falls in love with them, um and that's not true. But we're talking about falling in love with someone, and you're talking about like a high school crush. I mean, our that was an elementary school crush.
Yeah.
But I disagree with the fact that women equate sex with um, love. I don't think women do that. I mean, there's instances where maybe she holds back, withholds sex because she's upset and things like that or whatever. But I don't know. I need you to substantiate your.
Well, okay. Well,
And
well, I think you just did actually.
okay. To be fair, we wanted because we didn't want to feel like two women against No Face. We really wanted another guy, and if there is a guy who wants to join the conversation, um, I'll put the link up here instead of the comment because I really want some understanding, better understanding, because men and women do process things differently, okay, and we perceive things differently. So I really want.
Okay,
Where we're
but
different in
it's
general.
not hard to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that men and women are different in general, right? If like
All right.
when you're talking about sex, a woman just just like physically, right? Just biologically, right? The man is going into the woman.
Right.
When women are having sex, you're allowing a man to come into you. Well, just biologically, right, physically, right, that's not what's occurring on you guys' side. So I don't know if that's why you were saying like we equate um sex with love, you know, because of like that. Like why are you what is the reason that you're saying that women equate sex with love?
Well, because a woman is never can't. The woman doesn't get her heart. I don't. I'm over sophisticated by going that route, but women don't fall. Well, don't never get their heart broken by a man who hasn't had sex with them. So they don't experience heartbreak until post virginity. Until they lose their virginity, then they get their heart broken. And
Okay,
the point,
I can see what you're saying kind of more. I understand it better when you put it that
and then when I can ask both of you ladies right now, and I know the answer, and you know the answer, and you know the question. So go ahead, answer it, Nico.
way. No Face, no case is going hard right now. He's standing on his own
Well,
right
really, y'all really making it real easy, honestly.
now. Oh, go harder then.
No,
Go.
I'm just saying, like you can't, you
No,
know that.
when you put it that way, I guess like I said, men and women.
That's why it's so baffling. You're a fourth grade. You're 10 years old.
Yeah,
You're a child,
yeah.
and how does this thing? You guys are baffled by this, but
Still,
it's really, but
yeah, I
men,
don't
most
understand
men
that.
won't be baffled by it
I mean, I don't
because
know.
you
Like,
don't understand it
I'm
because
just
you're a
saying in
girl,
general.
and I'm not. And go ahead.
If for instance, if there's a girl right? And she's waiting for marriage, right? To
Right.
have sex, and then she's in this long term relationship with whoever this guy is that she's in this relationship with, and then he breaks the relationship off. You're saying that she's not capable of having her heart broken because she hasn't had sex with him?
That's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that if she did, it would have been worse for her. So she's not gonna. She hasn't had her heart broken. She's gonna get her heart broken worse. It's not gonna be her worst heartbreak. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Hmm. I
With a
mean,
men too, like go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, even if what you're saying is true, I mean, there's nothing really like naturally like even like wrong with that, right? Because that's just how, I mean, that would just make sense, right? It's not like some like weird anomaly or something like that. Like it would just make sense, right? Because a woman is allowing a man to come into her. She's
Right.
taking on his energy, she's taking on whatever he has, she's bringing that into herself.
Right.
So, yeah, she's just by nature, gonna feel
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
type of way.
It only
Yeah.
it only makes sense. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
The person who's throwing the trash in the dumpster is gonna have a different feeling of the person who's holding the dumpster. I mean, it's just
I
that's just
mean,
like
I
a
don't like.
thing.
I understand that works, but I don't love the analogy. I don't think of
Just
I
making
don't
this
think of a
like
trash and
something going,
dumpster sitting there.
something
But
going
yeah,
in,
I get what you're saying.
something going in something, or I don't know what you say, a hole. I don't know. It's like a different, the hole is there, right? You're putting something in the hole. You're putting
Yeah, yeah.
something in there. You're
Ask
not
that
taking
Tammy.
you're not taking something out. The
Tammy,
woman
was
is
that your worst
receiving
heart? Oh,
the woman is receiving a lot more when she allows a man to come into her. Yes, that is natural. Yes, that is very, very true. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We agree.
Okay,
So
what?
Tammy,
Yeah.
is that was Carlos the worst heartbreak that you've experienced?
Who? Huh?
I was responding to a comment.
Oh,
Oh my
I don't see the comments.
Hold on, I keep putting them. I keep putting them up. I don't know how he even saw that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
the
see.
comment. Let me read. All lies. My first heart was broke by Carlos. I was 12. I found out he had sex with someone else. She broke his virginity. She was 20. That happens a lot. Found out he was hella older too.
Mm.
Oh, so so
Oh, sorry about
no
that.
face. She's basically saying that your that commentary, you have to tell us, did you have sex with Carlos? Otherwise, you still making his point. Yep. She had
Cole, I
a
see my picture on here like freeze framed. Why
No,
don't I
No,
see
she
my
she.
like
answered
live
first.
picture?
See,
Yeah,
Carlos was at first. No, the point No Face is making, now I kind of understand this point now. He's saying that we don't fall in love until we've had physical sex with someone.
really, none of it is love. It's not love.
Okay,
So
what
I
is
don't
it?
want
What
to.
is it, No Face? Talk to me.
Well, it's just heightened levels of emotions for the woman. Because I don't even really believe. Because remember, I was to be consistent. I don't believe that women love men.
Okay, you get into that. Okay, okay.
That's big.
So it's not like she falls in love. She falls in possession. She falls in something else. She falls in demon energy with that man, and she does not. She cannot deal with him not being with her anymore, or it's going to be a very hard thing for her. And she can't get to that point where it gets exasperated when she has sex with him. Whereas with the man, it's not. It doesn't really change how we feel about her, and if it does change, it wouldn't make us love her more. And the underlining point was that I didn't even get to was that women think that when we have if I'm with a woman and I have sex with another woman, she thinks that that would be the same as her having sex with another man. But it's not that for us because we don't really care about the people that we have sex with. We don't. that person doesn't enter our being in the same way as Unique was pointing out. So
Yeah.
it's a completely different thing. So she thinks that we deserve to die because of that when we didn't really do anything. I mean, we hurt her feelings, sure, but we didn't take anything away from her when we did that. Unless unless we start financing this woman, we never took anything away from her
Nick.
or giving our energy and our emotions and all that stuff.
Well
But
said.
that's not synonymous with having sex with her.
So, so you
So what
said
I'm
that.
saying is, and
Oh,
basically the main point is that women need to stop tripping when their man.
huh?
I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't. It's not nothing, but it's not. There's no reason to break your family up. There's no reason to kick a good man to the curb and lose out on a good man because he um fell to his instincts. That part.
Because that's sort of like a double standard, right?
Explain.
Because you were saying that you don't really feel like women really love men, right? But if you really
That's a
loved your
fact.
woman, right? But if you really loved your woman, why would you be like sleeping with other women and then bringing that into her? Because you're putting all of that into her.
Can you can you say that again? I'm sorry.
You were
Yeah,
saying
rephrase it
that
a little bit. Sorry.
um, you don't feel like women really love men,
Right.
but you also said that you know you really love, like, I guess you feel like you really love your woman, I guess, right? And so how is she supposed to feel when you're sleeping with other women and then you're bringing that into her? Because you want to continue sleeping with her as well. So you're bringing all of those other women into her. You're putting that into her.
No, because we don't pull anything out of the woman, so we're not putting anything back into the next woman either. But I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's okay and that it's nothing. It's not a problem at all. I'm just saying it's not to the extent that women feel like they're being violated. It's not to that extent. There's no reason for a woman to break up her home because of that. It's actually quite foolish of women to do that. And if you want a man, here I'm gonna fuck you up with this one, Nico. If you want a man to never cheat on you, go fuck with the man that can't cheat on you. You're not gonna do that, are you?
Like, what do you mean by that? What do
Uh,
you mean
there-
by that? When they
He's
can't cheat on
saying
you.
there's
down.
plenty of men that will never cheat on you. There's
He's
plenty of
saying
men out there. There's about 40%. 40% of the male population will never cheat on you. 40% of the male population will never cheat on you.
Okay.
So why don't you get one of those men? If cheating is so important, if not being cheated on, if having a man's penis to yourself exclusively and not having any worries about that is so important, there's 40 men that can't get pussy out there and they will never cheat on you because they can't. So why don't women go be with them?
Well, a lot of women do choose to be with men like that. There are a lot of, just like you said, there are plenty of men who are monogamous, right? There are plenty of men who are married. They're faithful to their wives, whether they're, I mean, whether they're married or not.
I'm
They're
not
they're
talking about
faithful
those
to
men
their
though.
women.
I'm talking about the men that are incapable of cheating on you.
What do you mean, like incapable?
they
Like
can't get
they,
no
40% of
man.
the male population are either involuntarily celibate or haven't had sex in the past 5 years, which means they can't get pussy. And they will worship you and they will love you and they will be faithful to you and they will bow to you. They will throw rose petals at your feet. But y'all don't want those men because monogamy is not as important as a lot of women try to make it out to be. It's not the most important,
We should
obviously.
make this topic about cheating. We should
About
make
what?
this topic about cheating and monogamy. Do you have an answer? for him, Unique?
No, of course not.
Well, I would if he won't let me. I don't know if he let me talk.
I'm coming to
I got
answer,
you.
but you got an answer, Unique. Go ahead.
Well, like I just said, there are plenty of women and men who are in monogamous relationships, right? If you're talking about like, I don't know, like these. I mean, I'm just using these incel guys or whatever that are living in their mom's basements or whatever. I mean, you know, of course, nobody's going to be attracted to them, but there are plenty like regular, normal men who um, are monogamous. That's a choice that you make. It's not like something that you like. That's a lifestyle choice. It's not. I mean, I don't know if you're saying that men have to cheat. No, you don't have to cheat. You just choose to do so because you can't control yourself. That's
Okay,
how
if
I
you can't
feel.
control your, if you, is it you're choosing or you can't control yourself? 'Cause they both can't. Can't be both.
No, I'm saying you're choosing to cheat because you can't, or I guess you feel like you can't control yourself. You feel like you have to do it, so that's what you're choosing to do. But you don't have to do that. That's a choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a naturally monogamous person, so I've never cheated on anybody. If you can believe that,
So why are you making the argument?
because I don't, it doesn't have to pertain to me for me to make the argument. I know a lot of men, and most men are are weak to. If a man, like for instance, if you're an NBA player, you have money and fame, status, notoriety.
Yeah,
It's going to be really hard for you to stay because you're going to be tempted. You're going to be probed. You're going to be pursued. And
yeah,
women are very persuasive when it comes to that area. So
yeah.
a man that has that type of attention, that's getting preyed upon like that, is gonna succumb.
Well,
And most likely, if I was that guy, then I probably would have cheated. If I was being probed like that,
hmm, yeah. I
and it's
mean,
not
I
fair.
still,
It's
I
not
still
fair to
feel like
call
it's a
him
choice.
a piece of shit, or he's expendable now. He doesn't deserve to be with his kids. Doesn't deserve to have a family anymore just because he's that nigga.
Well, I still feel like it's a choice. People are drawn away by their own, lust and things like that. And so regardless if you have all the money, all the cars, you're super fine, you're that guy or whatever, it's still your choice to be faithful to your woman or not. And it's the vice versa, right? Because I'm sure whoever the woman that you're dating, right, she's probably pretty good looking. So she has to also do that. She has to also choose to be faithful to you as well.
Well,
Because she could be
she has
making a
to.
man as much
She has
as
to,
as well.
or she will lose you. The woman makes the choice to leave. The man that can't make a choice to leave a woman that has let another man in. A woman has a choice to leave or stay. The man does not.
What do you mean? So you're saying
Why
he's
not?
forced to stay there?
Say it again, unique.
You're saying that he's being forced to stay in the relationship?
Yeah, he has no he can't he can try his hardest to move past it. He will never be able to be the same man for her after that. She can't be
After
the same woman to him after that. She just done spread herself thin. She doesn't let another man's energy and DNA into her.
right.
She's now spread thin. She's compromised. She's no longer his
Because you're,
rider. She's
cause
no
you're saying,
longer
because I just want to be clear about what you're saying. Because you're saying when men right are sleeping with several women that they're not compromised.
correct.
Okay.
But
And so when let me, huh?
you acknowledge that it's a difference, and now you're saying that it's not a difference because you're talking about entering versus receiving. So oh
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. And then in this sense, it's not the same. It's not. It's the same thing. So which one is
Well,
it?
I'm just saying that no, that's not. Yeah, I'm saying because there are different ways to be compromised in something, right? Like there's different ways, whether that's in business, relationship, all kinds of different ways you can compromise something. Just because you're not compromised in the way that she is as a woman, you as a man to say that you're not compromising your integrity or your honor, right, your own virtue as a man by sleeping with a whole bunch of women. I feel like that's like disingenuous. It might not be in the same way that a woman is compromised, but you're definitely compromised. Like you're not wholesome.
Mm,
Point. Great point.
that's true. That's true. But it's not. But the point is, it's not the same thing. The point is not that it's not compromising at all, one iota. The point is that it's not destroying your family. Because when a woman cheats, she doesn't cheat on her man; she cheats on her family.
And you're saying when a man cheats, he's not cheating on his family.
Correct.
Double standard. Break it down. No face.
There's a
I
double
don't
standard.
understand that.
There's a lot of double standards. But when you're on the wrong end of a double standard, it's a problem. But I'm supposed to pay for your dinner. But that's cool.
Now we're talking about
Nobody's.
paying for
If I said
dinner.
a double standard, then you're
How
gonna
do we
say,
go
"Oh, I'm a."
from being compromised? Now we're talking about dinner. Compromise. Now, okay. All
No, we're
right.
talking about double standards. So if we're laying in the crib and somebody breaks in, and I'm like, "Well, it's not. Why do I have to say? Why do I have to go in there and risk my life?" Double standard. No, there's things that we have to do, and there's things that you have to do. And if somebody breaks into the crib and I look at you like, what are we gonna do? Then
Yeah.
I just lost my family, didn't I?
Well, I mean, I don't know if
Yes. The answer is yes. The answer is
that's the
yes.
same.
The answer
I
is
don't know.
yes.
I mean, I just think that that's like. I mean, I know now, right, in our modern time, you know, that, but just in a general sense, right, in nature, right, because men are supposed to be the providers and the protectors.
And the women are supposed to keep their vaginas exclusive to their husbands. And it
Yes,
says in the Bible.
but
I
I know, but let us be hold on a second, hold
thought
on
you
a
like that,
second,
nigga.
hold on a second. Let's
Okay.
be very clear, because
Oh,
if we're gonna bring the Bible into it, right?
No, we
oh,
don't need to do that. We don't need to
Oh,
do
okay. I
that.
didn't think so because the Bible clearly states that a man is supposed to love his wife like he loves himself. He's supposed to give himself for his wife.
Okay.
So
Well,
you're
you
not
did. I
supposed to
said
be
I said we didn't have to, but
as
then
a
you did.
husband, as a husband,
Out
right?
the
You're
Bible
supposed to be
also said if a
faithful.
woman cheats on her husband, she is to be stoned to death by her community. That's what the Bible says that too.
mm,
And the Bible also says if a man fucks another woman, he is to marry her and have another wife.
yeah.
So
You
don't
can't take that
let's
literal
not
double standard.
let's not.
That's a little bit like in the Old Testament, right?
No, in the
Because
New
there
Testament.
was a new hold on a second. Let me finish what I'm saying. Right? There was a lot of things that were done in the Old Testament, right? That that were changed once Christ came into the new covenant, right? Because what the point that I'm making is, like, for instance, in the New Testament it says it's even a sin for a man to even look at a woman with lust in his eyes, because God says you committed sin with her in your heart, right? So I'm
Where,
just
where does it say
denoting.
that? Because I'm a scholar of the Bible as well.
I mean, you can Google it. You can. I don't know the specific scripture, but you can Google it and see that it says if a man
Let me
even
Google it
looks at
while
a
y'all
woman with
arguing.
lust in his heart for her, he's already committed to God, right?
No,
Because I
no,
mean,
no.
we're
Let
not
me tell you
God,
what it
right? We
said.
don't.
I'll tell you what it said. It said if he looks with a lustful eye to a man to a woman that is belongs to another man, that is a sin.
Yes,
So to a wedded woman, not just any woman, because for she is his property. Now, that's not what I believe in, but that's what the Bible says.
I know, but I was just making the connotation in the difference. How it's a little bit. well, when we
He
start
wasn't
talking about like
violating. He
godly
wasn't
standards,
violating his wife when he did that. He was violating that woman's husband. That's what it says in the Bible.
I understand. I'm just
Get to it, Nico.
denoting
I know.
like
I got.
the
I
difference.
No,
mean,
Okay.
we gon' read it. We gon'
yeah. Go ahead.
all right, and I googled it, so this ain't from the Bible, but it's
If you
Matthew.
think I'm sexist,
Yeah,
holler
the
at that Bible,
Bible. Yeah, for real.
bruh.
Okay, so Matthew 5:28. If a man committed with a lustful eye, Google says that it means a man has essentially committed adultery in his heart by looking at someone with lustful intent, even if no physical act took place. I don't think that's not the whole thing. I should have been more ready than that.
Yeah,
That's not the right thing.
go to Bible.com.
All right, hold on. Bible.com.
But go to that verse too. Go to that verse too. You already know where it's at.
Okay, let me try to pull you guys back up too. I'm gonna get out this.
In the Bible, the woman was mere property to the man. If I'm not gonna go to no.
Not really, but I'll listen to you. The only point that I was making in saying that is that they're talking about as far as like biblical standards, right? Godly, not our standards, right? Godly standards. There was a difference, right? There was a transition that happened there between the Old Testament. Did those things happen? Yes, but God made changes and transitions to those things because we all know, right? Even like when we talk about the law, nobody can keep the whole law. That's the whole reason why Christ came, right? Because we couldn't do it ourselves. Nobody can keep the whole law, right? So now it's just about, right, your faith, right, in your spirit, right? Because it's more in the spirit, right? So we
Yeah.
acknowledge that
Well,
we all have a sinful nature, right? We all have the proclivity to do very bad things and do the wrong things. We all have that. That's not just specific to men. Women have that too.
my bad. This is
You
over with
know that.
you? Well, you're. I'm assuming that I subscribe to that way of thinking. I don't believe in sin. I don't believe. I'm not a Christian, and I don't believe. I don't believe that the Bible is the Word of God. So it doesn't.
We don't have to talk about that. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know how that came up, but we don't have to even, you know, go
Well,
there.
you're
But
saying because
but
you're
we were, but
saying
we were
that.
basically talking about the different standards, right? Even in like in our modern day of how men and women interact with each other, right? Because there's certain things even besides the Bible, right? Talking about in nature,
Yeah.
the men
There's
code.
no monogamous animals in nature. And it's only when the only time there's monogamy is when the woman is stronger than the man, and that's very anomalous.
I mean, do you
No,
just
I
want
mean we were
to?
talking because you were talking about like a protection thing, or like there was like a double standard point brought up. Like if a woman expects for like if somebody breaks in and a woman expects for a man to protect her,
Yeah.
that's yeah, I think that's natural. I understand what you're saying when you're saying, men have a natural proclivity, right, to like conquer women and be with different types of women, right? I understand that. But what I'm saying within that connotation, right, depending on the woman that you're with, right, if she's into, I don't know, what do they call that? Polygamy or polygyny or something, where you have multiple people in your relationships and all of that.
Yeah.
That's something that you guys have to um, figure out and agree with in your relationship. But that's why I said, is you have to be careful on who you pick, because if you're with a woman, right, and she's expecting you to be monogamous to her, and that's an issue, well, then that's an issue, you
Yeah.
know.
That's
So
why.
that's why
That's why I feel like men should never make that agreement with women. If every man just said, "I'm not gonna, I don't believe in monogamy, and I don't believe in monogamy, and I
but
am
see,
naturally monogamous."
hold on one second. I don't mean to cut you off. See,
Go ahead.
there you get. You say now, if every man, see, and we have to understand too, right? You would know, right? Every woman's not like me. Every man is not like you. That's why I made the point earlier when I was saying there are plenty. I'm a house cleaner, right?
Yeah.
And I clean for many single people, and I clean for married couples as well. You know, and there are plenty of men and women who are monogamous to one another. That's not like a weird thing. That's like a normal thing in life.
I don't think.
You know,
I don't think that we know that for sure.
what
But
do you mean?
like, just because she
Yeah,
hasn't
we
left him and
definitely don't know.
she hasn't posted that he cheated on her on socials doesn't mean that he's monogamous. And just because she thinks he's monogamous doesn't mean he's monogamous.
So let me
But
jump
but
in. Can I
Well,
jump
but
go
in?
ahead.
you can say,
Yeah,
but that can go both ways, right? Because you're
it
just
all goes both
Right.
assuming,
ways. But
right? That
hold on.
oh, I'm sorry.
We don't. I'm gonna jump in because y'all going back and forth, and nobody's getting to no real understanding though. So with No Faith, I want you to explain what you mean by you're monogamous by heart, but you're not monogamous.
What I was saying is, if every man laid that foundation and said, I don't believe in monogamy, then would women just not mess with any men?
No, that's not the point I was asking. Of course,
Or
if
that's
every man agreed to that, then we'd have no choice but to choose. I mean, we have no choice now. You guys have
what you
already.
would. Well, then, what would
So
happen is a woman can't punish a man if he was to do that because he never agreed to that. But he would say, "I'll do my
but
best, and I'm sorry if I do that. And if you catch me, I'm extra sorry."
that's fair. But can you explain? Because I'm sure Unique and other women, maybe all the men understand it, but why are you, when you even say that you're monogamous by nature, most men don't even say that. So it's, it almost sounds like an oxymoron.
Most men
But
aren't monogamous by nature, and it might sound crazy to some people because some people don't see things in the bigger picture. These type of standards are destroying our families and our nuclear families and our race.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why it's even though I'm naturally monogamous, I am not for monogamy in that standard that men need to be held to be monogamous because these women are going for these guy women are hypergamous and they want the top guy and then this top guy is spreading his.
What is hypergamous? I'm sorry.
It means that she's not going to try to. She wants to get a man that's better than her, that's taller than her, that's stronger than her, that makes more money than her, that has a higher status than her. So women are naturally hypergamous. They want the best man, and then they want to have power over that best man, over that man, and that creates.
I mean, there are some women. I mean, that's what I say. I think we have to be really careful when we start like making these blanket statements about every single person on the face of the earth, right?
I didn't say that though.
So
I
you
just
said,
said women are
hold on,
naturally hypergamous.
I know, but you said, I think that every man. When you say every man, what are you saying? What are you actually
I'm saying
saying?
100%. If 100% of all men say that if they just be honest and they can not like I'm being honest and saying I am naturally monogamous, but you don't have any right to even question me about what I'm doing. And therefore, you have if I lay the foundation to where if she says, "Are you fucking with this girl?" And I say, no, why would you say something like that? She can't then, she won't be able to have any legs to stand on because why would I lie to you? Because I don't have, you're not you don't have authority over me. I told you if I wanted to do it, I'll do it. And I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Are you gonna spank me? Type shit.
Can I chime in with that? Because this is just for my clarification. This is exactly why, like me and Cole have these conversations all the time. Because I like to be, especially now, right? Because there's so much different connotations in language, right? Even like sometimes when people say the word love, now you almost have to say, what are you talking about? What do you mean when you say love? Even like now, like we argue, like, well, what is a woman? You know,
Man, that's
so
ridiculous.
what, when you're
That's
saying,
silly stuff. But yeah.
yeah, when you're saying you're naturally monogamous, I'm really like struggling with that too because I'm listening to everything you're saying, and then I would say you're actually not naturally monogamous. You're actually, I don't know what the opposite of that is. Like you have a more natural proclivity to be, because monogamy is when you are just with one woman, right?
Right.
But you're saying that you have a more natural proclivity to be with a whole bunch of women.
No, wrong. I'm not saying me. I'm saying men do in general.
But I know, but you said right that you're naturally monogamous, and that's not true.
The way I was built, I am personally naturally monogamous because I don't like to deal with one more than one woman at a time. I don't like to spread myself thin, and I don't like to have my energy in more than one woman at a time. Now, maybe if there was multiple, maybe under different circumstances, I could, but haven't been I haven't had that opportunity to where I feel comfortable spreading myself to and trusting my DNA in two women.
Because you're saying that you've never actually in the relationships that you've been in, you've never cheated on your person.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
But I still acknowledge that. But I still don't. But don't think that. I still don't think that men should be held to that standard
But you
because
think that women
obviously
should.
they're falling short of it. Obviously, men are easily seduced by women, and if he's got a high
You don't think that women are easily seduced by men?
yeah, they are. But
Yeah,
it's
because we
only
like we seduce each other.
that's why women. Well, that's a different topic. But yeah, they are. That's why you got to keep them close.
Keep who close? You talking about your what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because she might fuck your whole family up, or let another man fuck your whole family up, and it's not even her fault because she could be seduced as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, by another man.
Right.
The only reason, I always think like these types of topics are interesting because, even when you start getting into like, um, for every action, right, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Once you get that ball rolling, right? Once
Incorrect.
you
I know where you're going. That's wrong. That's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Women do this. Women make this mistake very often by trying to compare that apple to this orange, and this is a completely different thing. You talk about inversion and exversion, interior exterior activities. They're not the same thing. If I throw my trash into a
I'm not
dumpster,
well,
I can run
you
away. Nothing happens. That dumpster might get glass all cut up in it. It might be a hazard.
don't
It
know.
might stink afterwards. It might need some restoration afterwards.
Well, I don't think you
It
let me
might,
finish what I was saying, but the
but I know
point
where
that
you
I
were
was.
going. I know where you were going. I'm trying to say.
I didn't, so please let her finish because I'm lost now. You guys are just cracking me up.
This is the kind, this is kind of too like where I just kind of like, this is exactly why, I'm very like the way I am right now, right? Because even by you, right? Because I don't know you. I've never met you before in my life or anything, and here you are, right, telling me where I'm going. You're telling me, what's in my head, you know where I'm going, and that's
Oh
just
yeah, because
I feel like. See, you know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
I never heard this
So,
before. Okay, so tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you weren't gonna say that when a man cheats on a woman, he's getting the ball rolling for him to cheat on a woman, and you were insinuating that it's an equal action. So tell me
no,
I was wrong. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, right? In general,
Right. Okay. In
right?
general.
When you start introducing whatever it is, certain things, right? For every this it doesn't say for every action of a man or every action of a woman. For every action, right? There is an opposite and equal reaction. And all the only point that I'm making is when you start opening certain doors in your life, when you start going down certain roads in your life, right? There are things that are going to naturally, reactionally happen as opposed to you choosing not to do those things. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
I'm
So
glad you cleared that up.
what I'm saying is
I think
if
you're being
you're,
sarcastic.
huh?
I think you're being sarcastic. But,
To me?
I mean,
oh,
the
yeah.
answer was right. The answer was right. I was right. That's where you were going.
And
No,
you disagree? No face?
No, I
Because
agree
you
that she
made
was
a
saying what
damn
I was saying that she
good
was saying.
point. Okay, okay. But do you disagree with
no,
the point?
no. That's what I said because you were saying that I was saying that it's the same. That's what you said, and that's not what I was saying. You said I was saying that it's the same. That's not what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn good
So
point.
yeah.
Yeah. I think like, when you choose like, different lifestyles, that's why, I mean, you can, be, very like open and honest and, people choose, the lives that they feel like accommodate themselves. But then when you turn around, all hell is breaking loose. And you're like, well, why is that? There has to be a reason for it. You find yourself in domestic violence situations. You're fighting with the person or whatever, and there's no peace there. There's a reason for that.
Well, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, and that's all. And that's all I'm saying. You know,
You want? I think Tammy wants some motion.
I haven't even been looking at the comments.
Yeah, the last comment, marrying into a higher caste is really foreign to our culture. Men want maids, caretakers, etc. for free. The payment is set.
Do we know Tammy? Do you guys know Tammy?
I know Tammy, yes. Yes, I know
No,
Tammy.
she had posted that she said bring me in,
She
and she
said,
got a lot to say. She got a lot to say in the chats, and then
"What-
people and everybody's real confident until you know it's
until what?
until you got to actually make sense.
Oh
So
God,
let's see if Tammy can make sense.
Oh.
so
we,
confrontational, so confrontational.
we need, oh my God. I
No,
feel like,
that's what we're here for. We're here for the confrontation. Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
content.
And you stand in your own ground. You got two women on the show and two women in the chat, and they are coming at you. They
I
coming
mean,
at your face. But you stand in your ground. But I think Unique's last point really kind of hit it on the head. You going down certain roads when you doing certain things, and then you mad if it ends up in a divorce, which it started with cheating and more, then it probably went to more cheating, then it was
and who loses? And who loses?
everybody, everybody. It didn't have to
Right.
start in the first place. But I mean,
But really, the kids though. But really, the kids
everybody loses. When families break up, everybody loses. The man, the woman, and
and the bloodline.
and the bloodline. Yeah, the whole thing is broken up. If you're monogamous by nature, you don't even have to go down that road. And a lot of times, women don't divorce you because you cheated. Most of the time, women stay in a cheating relationship, and a man of say, I'm not gonna do it again, and then it probably happens again. Or maybe it turns into tit for tat cheating. It just gets ugly
And
from
then
there.
it's that's when it's over. That's when it's over. It's not when she don't break up with him when he cheats.
She sure
When
don't.
she thinks that she can be like him, and then she cheats, and then it's a wrap because he
Yeah.
can't. She's no longer she's no longer his woman. He's just lost his woman.
You know, the only thing, I am listening to what you're saying, right? And I because I mean, I'm not a man, right? I'm just listening to what you're saying, and trying to make sense of it. You know, the whole thing of like, because to me it sounds like this like virtue signaling,
What's that
because
mean?
you're saying, you know, a woman like once you're cheating, you're like you really don't have a virtuous like that may be your preference, right? That's your preference, but trying to come in at like a virtuous stance, like she's filth now and I'm the king, like that's like,
But
I don't know.
you're what do you call what you're doing? Let me try to think of some fancy words for you. No, but you're just being extreme. Like I didn't say that it was filth or kingdom. I didn't say that. I said that a woman should not hold a man to that standard because then when he falls short of that standard, in which he has a proclivity to do, and you hold him to the same standard that you're supposed to be held to, when you're not held to the same standard that he's supposed to be held to in a plethora of other ways, it is not good for you, him, or the family. And
Right.
he is weak to women. He is weak to the seduction and to the beauty of women. You're not. Women like to think that he's the only. You're the apple of his eye, the only one that he's ever gonna be attracted to. That's not the case, and we all know
That's,
that. But you hold him to that
I
standard.
don't agree. I do not agree with that. I don't. I do not agree with that.
So why punish him?
I
Why
think a
punish him
lot
for
of
his
women.
nature? Why punish yourself and why punish your children? Why punish your bloodline because of the nature of a man?
Well, what I'm saying is this is what I'm talking about when we start talking about natures, right? Because we even talked about this a little while ago. We all, right, as human beings, right? That's just not specific to men. Everybody, men and women, because it's only two now. It's only two. We only recognize two genders. There's only men and women, right? We
Yeah.
all have a nature to do bad things. We all have those little impulses, right? To do things maybe that we shouldn't do. That's not specific to men. Women have those impulses as well.
Sis, am I
Yep.
here?
What
Hey.
up, Tammy?
Hi, Tammy.
Like, oh,
Oh, oh. Yeah. No, I was just pointing out the whole thing of, you know, this whole like harping on, men have this, nature to do this and do these things and do these things, and women are just like sitting at home, and we're just like we don't
I
have
never
any.
said any of that.
okay, I'm here now, y'all. Forgive me,
Yep.
cause I've never done this kind of stuff. Yeah, it look a little. Okay, I see y'all look a little different than how I looked before. It's more clear. Yeah, man, I had all kind of thoughts because it was going all kind of ways, all kind of ways. I'm thinking like, and so back to like kind of jump off kind of little stuff, and then um I noticed that Unique, like she counteracted like what he was talking about. Because I didn't really know what was going on. Like yesterday, I missed the whole thing. So I was like, what is he talking about? Like a man could cheat or but he don't cheat, or you gotta be respectful, whatever he's doing, I was like, where is this all going? Like, what are you talking about? So I was just kind of like reiterating on that too.
I never said a man. I just said that. I, yeah, yeah. I mean, I
But
don't know
like
all
I
these
said,
extra
when he
words are
said
coming
no
from.
face, and then he just like basically okay, if a person come in a relationship and say this is what it is, that's what it is.
Right.
Like I'm gonna have other
That's what I
bitches,
think.
I'm gonna have a okay, but when you already been in a relationship, but you're not really gonna come up in our relationship like that.
Yes,
You're not stepping up to us like that.
yes, I am.
Well, okay, you might be stepping up some nothing ass bitches like that, but you're not stepping
Well,
up
that's
to
okay.
everybody like that.
Well, I'm stepping up to women that's getting me.
Okay, okay,
That's
okay,
not nothing.
maybe.
We go
But
put
I'm just saying, okay, but you play in your playground. We probably in different playgrounds. So your playground is probably not for everybody's playground. So that it probably make a lot of sense. You probably over there at preschool. I mean, I don't know where you at. You know
Tammy,
what I'm saying?
don't attack, don't attack.
I'm
No,
not,
no,
but I'm
no.
just
It's fine.
saying
No, it's
though.
fine.
But I'm just
But I'm
saying
just trying
though,
to.
everything is not for everybody. So I said, sis, put me on because we all on different playing fields.
Yeah, trying to understand. We
I
nope.
think that I would say this, Tammy. If I seen you in a bar and I wanted you, I get you, but
Oh,
Okay,
you
that's
couldn't have me.
nice, I guess. But my man's right here. He can walk in here and tell you that's not going to happen. But
But he
at
would
a
say that.
bar,
He would believe
at
that.
I
at
know,
a
but can
bar,
I ask a question? Let me just jump in really quick. Let me jump in really quick. No face. What about this conversation would make you say something like that?
Oh no, I'm
Like,
just saying that she's saying that I'm in preschool and I'm in sandbox. I'm not on her level, but I'm saying that
no,
I
I'm not
very
saying
much
you're not on
am.
your level. I'm saying your conversation, how you're coming at,
get my drink.
like Unique said, you can't put everybody in a certain category. And I listened to Unique say this, like everyone's not in one category, right? So
Right.
I understand though, but what you're talking, like you're really the only man here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that make a lot of sense. So when Unique said like, she letting you know that yeah, you probably can do this on certain levels.
You can do it
Bro,
on the highest levels, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you from the bottom to the top. You from kindergarten,
No, no, no.
preschool to
I'm saying
college.
when I'm saying because I even acknowledge that I'm naturally monogamous, and I also acknowledge that I'm not on the highest level when I refer to the NBA players that got the money and the fame and the clout and the status.
Yeah, we're not. Well, I'm not on that damn level. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm from Old Park, Sacramento, California. So no,
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
well,
not pretending at nothing. But what I'm talking
I
about
probably
is that and it's not
never mind.
even for me being from where I'm from. Is no woman is really going to sit there, or they may allow, but you have to come up from the top and say, "This is what I'm doing. This is what it is."
Right. And my point I was getting at is that the men at the highest levels, that the ones that all the women want, this is the way that they should be operating in order for them to not get themselves in bad situations where they
I
allow
just
a
think
woman to
you're
gain
reaching with
leverage.
that. I really do.
Oh wow, I've been very consistent and I've been very
Just
direct with what I'm
imagine, right?
saying.
Just imagine. Uh oh. Okay.
go ahead, Nick. You got it.
I can't hear anything.
You're the only one talking. I think the audio messed up for a minute, but No Face is still with us,
Yeah,
right?
we can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Nick. Make your point. You still can't hear you,
Are you
Nick?
talking to me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's is that my phone like
must
glitching.
be. We
Yeah,
waiting.
you're saying I was reaching and you were gonna let me
Yeah.
know how I was reaching.
Why was he reaching?
Yeah, I mean, just imagine, right? If I was like saying like telling like Beyonce like how she should be, like
Damn, that was her
Where
damn
did
self.
Nicole went? Yeah, Unique was talking.
Yeah. Hold on.
There she go.
Oh,
kind of like really out there, and you kind of loop, you like you're jumping, right? There's the bridge, right, and there's a gap, and then you just jumping, and I think you just kind of like lose us a little bit because you're just like I'm not. We're all like you're just like a regular guy.
yeah. I'm in
Man.
preschool and sandbox and then on the bridge and then I'm jumping. Oh, yeah.
But it's not really jumping this whole
My phone is
conversation.
glitching.
Yeah, your phone messed up, Nick. So we missed half of what
I'm the
you were
only one that's making any clear points and standing on what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
You ladies
play
are
it.
just
My
all
phone
over the
don't break.
place. You guys haven't said anything of substance or anything that connected any dots. I'm waiting for something to make sense. So I'm here. I'm here for the sense making whenever it comes.
Oh, oh, no faces going.
Please, like
Yeah,
I'm challenging
yeah.
you ladies to say something of any kind of substance.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, Tammy, you didn't see the show last night, but
I didn't.
you've been in the comments today, and
Other
tell
than
me.
you're
Yes.
upset,
Thank you
other
for
than it
letting me
makes you
pop
uncomfortable.
in.
I'm uncomfortable. You're bad. You're average. You're preschool. You're na 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 na. How about something that actually make challenges my point? How about something that actually is a equation that breaks what I'm saying? That shows that my 2 plus 2 isn't 4.
Mm, you basically
Okay, your
saying,
two plus
tell
two is a
him
four.
how you
It's not
know.
gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Can you hear me,
I
Cole?
already know.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, oh.
So
Well,
basically,
can you
Hello?
really make a point that you really got it like that? Like you're really just moving out here
Oh my
like that?
god,
Like
this is
you really
ghetto.
can't make a point. You can't make a point on none of that. But I'm sitting here like listening to this stuff. I'm going, okay.
I don't know.
And I'm listening to like um um look, they call me to get like all off a topic, right?
okay.
But I sent you
Shocker.
something that my client sent me earlier. Like, they'll talk from the bottom to the top. Like, first of all, men want complacent women. You know, they want women to be, feminine, and they want women to like take care of themselves. They want women to do like, certain things for them, right?
Agreeable. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, of
That's
course. Of course, though, we all want it. Put us in our kingdom. We'll do that. But that's kind of like with the if a certain man like I said, it's staged to this like preschool. I'm in university, right?
mhm.
But it's staged to that. If you got me in preschool, I could be like that. So like I said, I was just coming here to say everything he talked about. It's probably could be for certain levels, but it's not gonna be for everybody. Did that make
That was
sense?
well said.
That made sense. That made sense.
Yeah, it can
Well,
make sense. If you caught me at this age, yes, it could. But certain things happen, certain things come up, and then there's certain people that um am I going to allow you to just step up and know that you're moving like this, or certain people cannot accept that. Their heart won't allow that. You know. But
hmm
if I think of you as a trick ass nigga, hell, motherfucking yeah, I would. You know.
Ooh.
Because you're paying my
When you
bills,
say
you're
that, you mean
doing
like
this,
yeah, 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 yeah.
you're doing that, but if I
Right,
think of you, but at the same time though, I cannot put my
Is it
whole
not
heart
going
into
through?
that. I can't put my whole heart into that kind of relationship.
right.
Um, that makes sense.
Cole,
I
can
mean,
you hear
I
me?
guess. Yeah, we hear you, Unique. You hear us? You hear us?
I
Maybe
don't know
not.
what's going
Well,
on.
I'm gonna mute Unique
No.
for now.
Yeah, I think
But
because which I think me, yeah, because I can even see myself, but I could see a little blurriness.
well, I think the thing is that No Face, you triggered the women. Okay,
Mhm,
we
mhm.
yeah.
I do that a lot, you
You
know.
do. You probably do it purposefully.
No,
Okay.
I mean, it's just collateral damage, you know.
Mm. Well, we wanted some understanding on why you felt the way that you felt about certain things. We wanna know from a man's point of view, right? We trying to get
Right,
some understanding, but we also, I guess, some of this is that when they hear certain things, you say this, but you say that, so it seems like it's not
okay, what 2 things
Well,
did I
he's
say that
one way,
contradicted
but he's talking
each other?
about this way,
the
but he
monogamous
doesn't move that way.
right.
Which way, this way, that way? Could you be more specific, please?
Well, one thing you said is that a man's not going to do this and do that, but you don't do that.
Do this or do what or do what's that? What's this and that?
Okay, going through the conversations you was talking about that. you would never like cheat or you don't act like this, but a man is going to do this because it's our nature to do. Like we automatically going to be like that.
No, I was saying that a man has a way higher um, chance, especially with given the fact that the men that get women are only the top 60%. Only four, four, 4 out of 10 men even can get a one. You know, even can even have access to any woman's body, and all women want the top guys. All women want the top guys. So really, it's the top 10 guys, 10% guys that got all the action, and then every
Hmm.
woman wants that top 10% guy, and then um they will let him have they will have his babies, and then they will punish him and his babies because the other
It's the
90% of
top.
women still want is still probing him. And if you don't want, if you, and it's not about a woman's feelings. It's about the prosperity of the the children that's gonna push the world forward.
Hmm.
No,
No, no, I kind of agree. I was distracted by something else.
oh my bad, my bad. I thought you was
But
rolling them.
no, that was a distraction. But
Yeah, my bad.
so far,
So
yeah.
if it's that important, well, I'm saying if you want that man that's got that motion and has got that status, then don't punish him and yourself and your children if he cheats on you, because you're going to be putting yourself, him, and he's doing it too. That's why I say men should not even have that agreement, because you're going to give her leverage to say that, to give her control and to get mad and to punish you for doing something that's in your nature, and especially when you're that guy that's going to get probed that much by other women.
No,
So it's
that
not
makes.
Okay.
this. So if you want exclusivity and you want monogamy, then go fuck with the other 40% of men that can't cheat on you. And
Hmm.
that's not gonna happen. But I'm just saying, you guys act like it's that important that you'll break up your family, leave your children without a dad. But
Hmm.
if that was so important, then just go get with the guys that'll worship you and will
Hmm.
never cheat on you.
Tammy,
Hmm.
you seem to have thoughts on that. What are you thinking right now?
You know what? Like, well, he's talking about like a certain percentage of men or women, whatever. Um, a
Forty
certain
percent of
percentage
men
of
you never
women or
see.
a
You
certain
don't see
percentage of
them.
men that will be with, you know, like you're talking about like somebody that is basically got a lot of money, right? And
And not, well, yeah. So just say status and
I don't think
just
well,
appeal.
when you say
money.
status, I'm thinking like he's probably like a Elon Musk. That's what I'm thinking.
No, hell no. Elon
He
Musk
could
ain't
just be making.
Well, I'm
He
just
can make two
thinking
hundred
like,
thousand dollars, and he's a one percenter
I
right.
with the
mean,
money.
I mean, really though, basically though, you there probably is, but there's women that when I step, I step. I don't give a fuck. Like you're gonna give me mine. You know, I don't really care what you're doing. You're not gonna disrespect me, and I'm gonna disrespect you back. You get what you get with certain people. So there probably is a audience for that kind of man, but it's not gonna be everybody. You feel me, sis, Nicole? You
Uh,
feel me though? Like
I
it's not gonna be our no name. It's not gonna be for everybody, but yes, there is probably people that will sit there and lay back and be comfortable with that. But
so they just have
a
to deal
real
with
one,
it. If you want a great guy, then you have to deal with the prospect of that being a possibility.
but that's not a great guy.
Okay,
That's
well
not
we
a great
disagree on that.
guy.
We
Yeah,
disagree on
that's
that.
not a great guy. I mean, he might have great assets, but he's not a great guy.
I think
He's
a guy can be a great
garbage.
guy. I
If
think that
he if
hurting a woman's feelings doesn't disqualify a man for being a great man just because you hurt a
Yeah,
woman's feelings.
yes, it does. He's garbage. He's garbage. If you don't get what you get with the woman, you're garbage. You got to get what you get with some people. You got to treat people the way you want to be treated. I don't give a fuck what you got. And a lot of women is going to be the same way as I am. you might as just go on back page or whatever the shit they step in the back in the day and get one of them hoes because everyone's not gonna be with that shit at all. They're not.
That's true. I mean, yeah.
They're not. I mean, I don't
They,
know where the argument come from, but yeah, you like I said, there
no,
is
I'm saying
playground
stop going
for
for the top guys.
everything.
Then that's my point is stop going for the top guys. Then settle for
But
the regular
who
guys.
say I'm going for the? It don't even matter. I go for what's in the heart. It's not no top guy. It's for what I love, or you know what I'm
That's
saying.
what
Who?
every girl says that. Every girl says that, and
But
I
it
don't
doesn't
believe any of
matter.
you.
Okay, and but I'm saying though, yeah, and these people probably these other gentlemen, they probably do have a a big audience, or they got more or whatever. But I mean, honestly, they're not happy. At the end of the day, when they lay in the bed, who they laying by, who they smelling and sniffing on, they're not happy with that.
Okay.
You know, I mean, who you laying next to, or who you begging to be with this person? Like at the end of the day, you better be with who you love, who you want to be with, who you see yourself being with. Like everything is not about status and money.
I agree with that.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh,
No
did
face is so
somebody just pop up?
It's
I see
me.
somebody over there in the corner.
I don't know. Can you
Not
guys
person
see me? Because
forever.
I had to get
Yeah,
off
yeah.
of my phone and now I'm on the laptop.
Hey,
So it's hi there.
okay,
So
hey,
it's a different lighting, but I was
okay. Glad you're back, sis.
yeah. I hear you in there making some strong points.
Yep, yep. You got me in here. I was like, let me come in here and join y'all.
Ooh, y'all was going in.
I know I was missing it. I was like, dang.
Yeah, yeah, we try to get you in. Y'all, we just at about we're at about an hour and a half now.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. But I'm so glad you let me pop in.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate you
I'm glad you
joining
popped
the
in
show.
as well.
Yeah, no face. I don't even know what you said, but I already know.
No, I'm saying I'm glad you came in too. Like it
Oh,
was good. It was all good.
okay.
I'll
Well,
be looking at Nicole and say, "Oh my God, she got the poker face on. She
I,
has no
I
emotion about
I've been trying
everything."
to listen. I've been trying to listen and
Mhm.
not get emotional. We just, we
Yeah,
just
I told my client, I said, "This is he gonna get on this." I said he sent me watch his YouTube, and I said I'm not gonna respond, but you need to be on my podcast because he's my client. But I said this is gonna be a good topic.
oh
I'll
yeah.
talk about him.
The
I ain't gonna talk about it with
relationship
him, but
topic is
Mhm.
the topic. And we gotta learn from each other, y'all. We gotta understand this shit. Even if we don't like it and if we don't like to hear it, we gotta hear it to know what's
yeah.
going on and to understand and to do better in our relationships overall. Because that's what it's about. I'm for love, I'm for black love, I'm for love, period. And we here to live and love. All right, y'all. So
All
I'm
right, sis.
you guys, thank you for joining me. We will be doing another show on Tuesday. I'll send out links. Whoever would like to join, please join. And I'm Nicole. You guys, thank you for
No,
joining. I'm out.
no face, no case. Appreciate you, ladies, for joining as well.
All right, you
All
guys.
right.
Y'all
Bye
have a
bye.
good night.
Bye.
Peace out.
Peace.